Just like they were in episode 1, Halfwit continues to be sponsored by Motion Theory Physio. I preach to you all to get in there and see one of Gabe, Alex, Eloise, Lucy, or Tyson. I did not do that. Instead, I've paid the price. As I said last week, I jumped back on the social basketball court, and Benny Miller and I, it was a 2-on-1. I've passed it to Benny, and as he's passed it back to me, the left baby cow, the left calf, has gone on me, and I had to score the rest of the game, which actually was a very good effort by the triple double cheeseburgers, only losing by 6 to a bunch of blokes who are half our age. However, check out Motion Theory Physio on their socials. And there's some recent exciting news with Alex stepping into a co-ownership role with Gabe. So, yes, the place is just going from strength to strength. Look them up, Motion Theory Physio. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 10. Yes, I said that right. Episode 10 of Halfwit. I am your host, Matt Whitford. Wow, these last couple of months have absolutely flown by, and look at this. I'm getting podcasts out on a Tuesday night now, so I am on camp on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. So I still need to pack, and I will do that at some point. It's amazing as you get on older in life, you realize there's two types of people. There's those that start packing about 4 weeks before they go anywhere, and then those that start about 4 hours before they go. They both have their advantages. I'm not saying one's better than the other, but yes, one of them does have their disadvantage, like right now, because there's quite a few clothes in the wash that I do need. So look, I think I've got 3 pairs of jocks and 3 pairs of socks, so I should get by. Whenever I pack socks and I go on a trip, I always think of Lieutenant Dan. When he first met Forrest Gump when they were in Vietnam, and he gave 2 standing orders to Forrest: take good care of your feet and try not to do anything stupid like getting yourself killed. So I don't plan on that actually happening on camp. However, socks, I always pack a couple of extra pairs just in case, because there's nothing worse than wet and cold feet, and I actually think it is looking like it's going to be raining. So, no, very looking forward to that. Today's episode is just an episode that is another reason why I made the podcast. So I've been thinking recently about some potential guests to get on Halfwit, and a student, Theo Briggs Wilson, that I formerly taught, him and his little sister, and also their mum, Donna. Theo and his little sister, Ruby, they've recently, over the last couple of years, got into the sport of sport stacking. You might have heard it as speed stacking or cup stacking, but within very short notice, I got in touch with Donna, and 3 days later, her, Theo, and Ruby were down here in the North Brighton recording studio and had a great chat with them. Theo even brought down some of his stacking cups, and we had a bit of a go. And I can tell you, very easy to get addicted to it. The chat with Donna, Theo, and Ruby only goes for about 20, 25 minutes, but it's really, really exciting. And the way that Theo, as a 13-year-old, and Ruby, as an 8-year-old, spoke was a credit to them. And it was fantastic having a yarn with them. So without further ado, enjoy episode 10 with Theo, Ruby, and Donna. Theo, Ruby, and Donna, welcome to Halfwit.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Very exciting. Now, Theo, I used to be your primary school PE teacher, and Ruby, I never got to teach you, but I knew of you. Now, let's just get started. Theo, what year at school are you?
I'm in year 8.
That would make you 13?
Yeah.
You're a teenager.
I'm 13.
How are you a teenager? I cannot believe that. And what about you, Ruby? What year at school?
I'm in year 2.
Year 2, you'd be 7, 8? 8. Unbelievable. Donna, we don't need to talk about our ages on the podcast. But Theo, today we're going to talk about sport stacking. And for a lot of our listeners, they might have heard of it as speed stacking. But I can guarantee a lot of them probably would have seen it before, but really have no idea about it. So just to start with, when did you first hear of sport stacking?
I first heard of sport stacking in 2022 when my newer PE teacher taught me it in PE.
That was Mr. Hill?
Yeah.
He took over from me?
Yeah.
I got the sack, so he took over?
Yes.
And what instantly, Theo, appealed to you about sports stacking?
Sports stacking was just a sport that I really liked. I'm not really good at other sports, but I just really liked sports stacking.
Yep. It was fun. It was hands-on.
Yeah.
Was there a reason why you weren't into any other sports and why speed stacking, literally, or sports stacking, sorry? I'm probably going to do that a few times on the episode. But yeah, what was it straight away that you're like, I love this, I want to do more of this?
It was less active than other sports. I'm not really. Yeah.
Not, I don't want to use the word sporty.
It's not. Yeah.
And this is obviously due, like you do. We were talking about before. You've got mild cerebral palsy.
Yes.
So if I was your PE teacher and I said, Theo, go and run around the oval, that's something you're not going to be like, oh, I can't wait to do that. Whereas if I said, Theo, let's go do some sports stacking,
Yeah.
Now, Donna, initially it was just a Theo thing, wasn't it?
Correct, yes. He took a liking to it straight away. He just embraced it and we embraced it with him.
And Ruby, we were talking before we started interviewing that you're playing. What sports you're doing? You're doing, this morning was...
Football.
Well, this morning was this morning footy, or this morning was tennis, footy? What else are you doing?
Basketball.
Pretty much everything. All right. And then you got into sports stacking as well.
Yeah.
And then Donna, you pretty much said, well, if both my kids are doing it, I might as well do it as well.
Pretty much, yeah. If you're at the tournament, you might as well be participating.
Yeah. Instead of it's like a junior sport when I see, parents standing on the sideline, or I go and watch my partner play netball. I'd rather go and score and be involved, and instead of just standing on the sideline doing
100%.
nothing, might as well get involved. So, Theo, can you explain to our listeners as best as you can what sports stacking actually is?
Sports stacking is stacking 12 specially designed cups in sequences of 3 stacks, 6 stacks, and 10 stacks as fast as you can. Those stack sequences are called the 3-3-3, 3 stacks of 3. Then there's the 3-6-3, which is 1 3 stack, a 6 stack, and a 3 stack. And then there's the cycle, which contains a 3-6-3 at the start, then 2 6 stacks, and a 1-10-1 stack at the end.
And do they refer to them as formations, or just it's just what it's called, 3-6-3, 3-3-3?
Yeah.
Yep. Before we did start the interview, we did have about a half an hour conversation about what they all are, and I'm an expert over it now. And I've got some. I do have some WSSA official stacks in front of me, which I would love to have a go maybe after we finish recording. But obviously, I know it's singles. Ruby, I saw a video on your Instagram, the Briggs Wilson family Instagram of you and another person, but you're only allowed to use one arm. How did that work?
So you both do a cycle, but only with one hand each. And
so you're using, what hand do you use, your right or your left?
I don't really.
Doesn't matter?
Yeah.
And then so if I'm using my right hand, you're using your left hand, and we've got to build all our formations together.
Yeah, you have to do the whole cycle just with one arm, and the other person uses their arm.
So a lot of teamwork.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A lot of coordination.
I feel that would be, in a way, harder than singles.
Definitely.
Definitely.
100%.
And Ruby and Theo, do you do any doubles together?
No.
No?
Not very often.
Why is that?
Well, we're not doubles partners in tournaments. We also are in different divisions. So
Yep.
I am in SS because of my mild cerebral palsy we talked about earlier, meaning disability stackers, and I only do the 3-6-3 in doubles.
Yep.
While the Ruby in the normal divisions, the non-disability divisions, does the cycle.
Yeah. So there's like age groups. So you're in the...
I'm in under 8 still.
Yep.
Yep.
And then it goes up in age groups, Donna, I'm assuming.
There'll
Yeah,
be
usually does
10
like,
under.
10 and under, and you might have 11 to 12, male and female, and it's split until you get to collegiate over 18.
Yep.
And then there's a split all the way up to seniors.
Yep. So you're just in seniors, opens, or...
I'm in masters too, definitely not senior.
Yep. So that's
yeah.
above.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just because this is, I've retired from footy this year, and I said in my last podcast I played basketball on Monday night and I tore a calf, so I am looking for a new sport. So sport stacking, you never know, How many attempts, Theo, do you get at each? When you're doing your 3-3-3 or 3-6-3, how many actually attempts do you get?
You get 3 attempts per stack in a division, in a tournament.
So let's just say, and holding right now, I'm holding I guess one of the timers. They're pretty fancy. You got to put both your hands on it, and then as soon as you let go of your hands, it starts timing. Let's just say you have your first attempt and you get it all done, but you reckon you can do a better time. You obviously get 2 more.
Yeah.
Let's just say my first attempt, I'm building and they all fall over. That counts as an attempt, and I've only got 2 more.
Correct.
So you basically, you get 3 chances. Must get pretty nervous when you stuff up your first 2, and then you know that your third attempt. How do you cope with the pressure?
So normally I step back from the table, give my arms a shake, and then I'll walk back up, see if I'm shaking. If I'm still shaking, I'll walk back, continue shaking my arms until all the shakes are gone, and then I'll do my stack.
It's almost like you need to do a bit of mental training as well when, you're going to make mistakes and you just got to Ruby, you just got to be like, bugger it, I'll just move on and do it again the next time. So, does the bench or table have to be a certain height, Ruby? Do you know about that?
Yes, sometimes.
Yep.
At tournaments they do, but at home you can put it as high as you like or as low as you like.
Yep. And you do a lot of practice at home, Ruby?
Yes.
Yep.
A lot.
Any spare time, not on the iPads, not watching TV, practicing your stacking?
Sometimes.
Yep. Just not too late at night, I can assume. There's got to be a cut-off, Donna, surely.
It depends. Weekends they will stack late if they're in a stacking mood.
Yep.
Yeah. But we do try and stick to a routine bedtime. It doesn't always work though. They love stacking.
Yep. It's almost like you just get a shed out the back and be like, that's the stacking shed. Get out there, make as much noise as you want. Now, I've been following you on your Facebook page for quite a while now. Briggs Wilson Sports Stacking Family. And probably 3 years, nearly 3 years I've been following you on that. What I do want to ask, Theo, is when was your first actual tournament?
My first tournament was the 2022 Australian Open in October long weekend.
Yep. Would have been pretty nervous?
Yeah.
Drove over for it. How did you go at your first tournament?
At my first tournament, I got all of the divisional Australian records for SS.
So you cleaned up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Just like first tournament, taken away. What about you, Ruby? Do you remember your first tournament?
It was in November 2022. I think it was Nationals, and I did pretty good.
How old do you reckon you were?
I was like 5.
5.
Sure. Yeah.
Competing in Australian Nationals when you're 5.
Yeah. And now I'm 8. You
are, and Theo, you would have been, I'm guessing, 10 at the time if I'm doing my maths correct. Being a high school maths teacher, you'd hope so. And Theo, I'm asking you this, but obviously, Donnie, feel free to jump in here. That you've travelled quite a bit for sports stacking, correct?
Yes.
Where have you been?
So in 2023, I went to Singapore for the 2023 World Championships. Then the next year we went to America, all of us.
Orlando, Florida.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World,
yep.
Yeah. And that was the World Championships 2024. And then this year we all went to Switzerland for the World Championships.
Whereabouts in Switzerland?
It was in a small town named Ryden.
Okay. What a country, Switzerland.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Seriously, save your money when you're older. Go back there as a tourist. Unbelievable. So Ruby, you've joined along the last 2 World Championships?
Yes.
And Donna, I'm assuming you've been to all 3?
No, I only did 2.
Only 2?
Yep.
I can't imagine it being cheap. Flying to Singapore, flying to Orlando, and flying to Switzerland. I guess that's where we spoke about your sponsors before, the German Arms 76ers basketball team and Sports First Mount Barker. But, sports stacking, it is an amateur sport. So every time you're competing, all the equipment, it's coming, you're paying for it.
All self-funded.
Yep.
Yeah. Lots of fundraising. We've done team fundraising. We do personal fundraising, sponsorships. But it's all worth it because the kids absolutely love it. And if we get to add travel into something that they enjoy, then why not?
Yep. I think what we're going to try and do with this podcast as well, hopefully someone's listening out there and can jump on board as a sponsor. I'm assuming once the championships are finished, you try and treat it as a little holiday, correct?
We did this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they did Singapore, it was only for a couple of extra days. We stayed a few extra days for America, but we added a little bit of family holiday in this year and did London first and then an extra week in Switzerland.
Yep. So we're trying to get sports that can going from that amateur sport to fully professional. And you don't have to have a day job. You know, you can wake up and just stack cups every day, get paid lots of money for it. That's our aim. That does lead on. Oh, before we talk about more of the sport, Theo, any world records?
I am a 11-time divisional world champion in the child parent doubles division
Yep.
with Mum, Donna.
Is Mum your doubles partner?
Yeah, in child parent.
Child parent doubles. So
Okay.
yeah, we currently hold the SS child parent world record. We just bet it at the Australian Open a couple of weeks ago for 10th time.
Yep. Could you go with Ruby if you wanted to?
We do child parent 10 and under.
Ah.
So
Which is
yeah.
the cycle and not 3-6, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we do the whole cycle and we've got the 10 and under Australian divisional record for that one too.
So Ruby, Mum's not just favouring Theo; she goes with you as well. Ruby, have you got any world records?
No.
No, but it's going to happen.
Yes.
It's definitely got to happen.
If I get it on anything, it'll probably be 3-3.
Yep. Or you and I could go on the doubles. Think about that.
You could do the open division.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll talk after. All right, we'll talk after the podcast. Is there a World Championships this year?
This year was Switzerland.
Oh, this year was Switzerland,
They've
sorry.
just changed it to every second year.
Okay.
So fortunately or unfortunately, no Worlds next year, but we're hoping to go to America in July for the Junior Olympics.
Brilliant. And then hopefully, surely there's got to be one in Australia coming up.
Worlds, we
World
would love
Champ-
it in Worlds.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
have it in Adelaide. Have it,
Yeah.
so you don't have to travel, but you never know. I was just wanting to talk about, and this, Ruby, Donna, and Theo, any of you can answer this, but I guess aside from getting frustrated at, your cups falling over and etc., what has there been any difficulties, I guess, being involved in the sports stacking game?
When we're stacking and we're going as fast as we can, the difficulties can be the cups falling over.
Yep.
When you're doing a really fast attempt and you finish it, but the cups fall over, making it not count. Yeah, there's a lot of difficulties with the stacking.
Is there a lot of people that you're competing against, or are there some championships and tournaments where there's only a couple of people in your age group?
Most of the time I have about 4
Yep.
or 3. So
That's in your division,
Yeah.
but you're still going
my
for the
division.
overall top 3 in Australia each time as well.
female.
Yeah. So would you say it's the sport's still growing?
Very much so here. So we had 67 at our last tournament. But at Worlds, you can have 400. Malaysia just had a championship with, I think, 600 people. And only the top 10 in each division make finals. So if you don't get the top 10 fastest time in your division, you don't even get to make a final.
So you've got to make the top 10 to go into the final.
Yeah.
As you just said before, there were 67 people. Ruby's just done the 6-7 hand gesture, which everyone is doing at the moment whenever they hear those numbers. Now, Theo's doing it now. What have I started? So, Ruby, we're getting towards towards the end of our chat, but what is the best thing about sports stacking?
I think the best thing is probably when you get a PB, it feels really good.
Yep. A personal best.
Yeah, because you might have been going for it for a really long time and then you get it and you're really happy.
Yep. And I chatted with an Olympic swimmer. His name was Ryan Mitchell. He's on episode 6 of Half Wit. And that's all swimmers. They're all aiming for a personal best. If they don't win gold, silver, or bronze, but they've swum a personal best, they're happy. And I love your attitude and your outlook on that. What about you, Theo? What is the best thing about it?
I think the best thing about it can either be getting a personal best after a long time. All the friendships you make during stacking.
Yep. And that was my next question because, Donna, we were talking before about you've just been entertaining some guests from the States.
We have, yes. Yeah, we had 3 American stackers stay with us for a week and a half in total. They were here for the Australian Open Championships. And we also had people from Singapore and Thailand, but they didn't stay with us.
Yep.
But 100% agree with Theo. Friendships is, for me, the best part of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And building that bit of friendship, but that little bit of rivalry with the Yanks, the Americans. I also saw that when they were here visiting, it was pretty average weather for the whole time. And
It was.
as soon as they leave, the sun comes out.
out.
Like today, it's a Saturday afternoon. It's an absolutely beautiful day here. But yeah, good friendships. And then when you go over to Singapore and America, you stay with them and get some free accommodation. No money yet in sports stacking, but hopefully in the future, some prize money.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. More sponsors, more money. I'll have to get the South Australian government onto this as well, and try and raise some awareness of it. What does, and this is a question for any of you, but what what's the future look like? What's the next 3 months, 6 months, year look like for you, Theo, moving forward?
So in the next year, we're hoping to get to Junior Olympics. You said about that earlier. Yeah, that's really it, apart from the tournaments that happen once every 3 months, really.
So you said Junior Olympics. So sports stacking is at the Junior Olympics.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a very big event over there.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
So we're hoping to get to that next year. Because there's not a Worlds, we still want to travel and see everyone. So we're going to make it happen.
Imagine if it was an Olympic event one day as well. Actually, the Olympics.
We would love that.
Yeah.
We would definitely love that.
Ruby Briggs Wilson competing at the Olympics. 2032 in Australia. Oh, you never know. It could happen. I think, as we saw last year with the Olympics in Paris, breakdancing was one of the sports. And, there's BMX now, which I actually really love watching. And there's so many events that weren't in the Olympics 50 years ago that if you had said surfing would be in the Olympics or golf would be in the Olympics, you would have said you were crazy. But sports stacking, let's watch this space. Now, if someone is interested in getting into sports stacking, Donna, what's the best way they go about it?
Probably reaching out to Rachel, who runs WSSA Australia and Speed Stacks Australia. You can find her on their website.
Yep.
That would be the best way. Or, you can get in touch on our Facebook page and we can get some info for you. And the kids are always happy to show people as well. So if anyone's keen on learning, reach out. Kids love teaching people.
Might have to get you two doing little school tours and, going in there and showing them how it's done. And
Skip a whole day of school just to teach another school.
hey, why not? We'll see. I'll have to chat with your teacher. All right. We'll have to chat with them and sort something out. What I'd like to try, I think these days, you just go onto Google. You go onto Google, you type in sports stacking. But like I said earlier, you do have a great Facebook page, Briggs Wilson Sports Stacking Family, but also Instagram, which is what I think more and more. I like to chat with the generation. There's less and less people using Facebook and more using Instagram or TikTok, whatever it's called. But you can be found on Instagram at Briggs Wilson Family. Theo, before you do go, I do want to, I just want to chat a little bit more about your mild cerebral palsy, if that's all right, because I used to be a PE teacher. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember those 3.5 terrible years that I was your PE teacher? You'd rock in and we'd do some stations. You'd be like, oh, we're doing this again, are we, Mr. Whitford? But what has it been like living with, it is a disability. What's it been like living with cerebral palsy?
Living with cerebral palsy, half of my body is less functionable than the other half.
Yep.
I've had to use something called an AFO on my right leg, so I don't trip over as much, and it will make me have less of a stomp on my foot when I'm walking.
Yep. So if you go for a long, if you went for a long walk after a while, would it be quite uncomfortable, get quite tiring, and
Yeah. My right leg definitely hurts more than the left leg.
Does it affect like your upper body as well, like your riding? Are you a right-hander?
No, I'm a left-hander, but I use both hands lots.
Yeah, you're a left-handed rider, like Jill Whitford, which means you are just super clever, super intelligent. That's what she used to always teach me. But it must be, yeah. Has it been difficult growing up, like going through school and people being like, oh, like, have there been any teasing, any bullying, or?
Not really. There's been a few incidents in the past year or so in high school, but they got really over it in not long.
Yep. How good's that though? Like a sign of the times that maybe we're moving forward as a country, and I think it's just because a lot of people are also worried about themselves now. But I remember you, Theo. You never let it interfere with you. You never complained about it. You never whinge. You just got on with the job. All right, and you were always awesome to teach. Ruby, I didn't get to teach you. I reckon you would have been a bit of a terror. What do you reckon in the gym running around?
No.
No.
Definitely running around.
The other people in my class would be.
Yep. Not you though.
No, not me.
No, but I just think it's fantastic, Theo, that you found your, sport stacking. You could, I don't know, what else is out there? Darts, maybe a bit of billiards, or there's options. So I guess when you become a world champion in sport stacking, you just stick with that.
Yeah.
You got your hands up.
World champion.
It'll be you soon, Theo. Donna, what about you? Aspirations for the future?
Just keep traveling as much as we can when the funds allow it.
Yep.
And just keep stacking and watching the kids love it and succeed.
Yep.
Well, makes me happy.
If your kids are happy, you're happy. So, to all our listeners, go on Google, check it out. Go onto YouTube, type in sports stacking. Honestly, you can chew up I reckon the other night, looking through your Instagram, your Facebook page, I chewed up a good hour. So, thank you so much for being a part of Halfwit, episode 10. Unbelievable. Your first ever podcast?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
First of many. I reckon maybe after next World Championship, we'll get you back on. All right? You'll be 10, Ruby. That's scary. And you'll be 15, year 10. That's
scary.
Let's not even think about that.
No.
I'll be 40 as well. Ruby, Donna, and Theo, thank you so much for being on today's episode of Halfwit.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
How good. 10 episodes are in the bank. Thank you again to Theo and Ruby and Donna for coming down. If you go onto the Matt Whitford podcast on Instagram, I'll put up some amazing photos of us. There'll also be a link to the Briggs Wilson family Instagram page and also the Facebook page. I really recommend having a look at the videos. It's incredible to watch how Ruby did some of those formations in less than 2 seconds. Just absolutely blows the mind. So a huge thanks again for Donna, Theo, and Ruby for coming down. Moving forward, this is pretty scary, but within the week, the Artificial Hipsters Lawn Bowls team will be back in action on Tuesday nights at Ascot Park. I did message Kim, hopefully to have a chat with her this week, but I'm pretty sure Kim's going to come in next week and update us on where she's at with her pregnancy. We'll also be previewing the upcoming season for the Artificial Hipsters. Obviously, as we said in episode 7, Kim will not be participating the whole season, and we are still on the lookout for a fill-in. And look, if you're lucky like me, you fill in for a few weeks and you become a permanent member. So, some exciting times ahead. I also do want to give a shout out to a good mate of mine, Daniel Healy. Dan and a few mates last week, there was 6 mates and they ran for about 4 hours each. They did sort of 1 hour, about 10 Ks an hour, had a few hours off, and then, basically, got back into it. It's called the Pace Cadets Run for Cancer. So it's a GoFundMe page. So if you type in the Pace Cadets Run for Cancer, you can still make a donation to Daniel and Jacob and the team there. But pretty incredible effort for Dan and some of the other people to run about 40 Ks over a 24-hour period. So I better get ready for camp because I have not packed, and that bag is not going to pack itself. So, I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. And as always, I'm Matt Whitford. Thanks for listening.